Welcome to my home garden. Today I'm going to give you an update of what's going on in my garden, and in particular some of the seeds I've started off that I will be taking up the allotment when there's no frost. So if you've not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so, because I'll give you lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. Now there's not an awful lot going on in the back garden. As you can hear, the chickens are clucking away beautifully. We've got a wood burner, so we put a lot of ash on our garden because we plant tomatoes here and the tomatoes really love the ash, so we put plenty of that in the ground and we find that works really well. The seeds I've started off, you have to keep them indoors at this time of year, but you can bring them out on a nice sunny day like I've done today. I've put some net over it because the birds really like your seedlings when they're young, and I'm not taking any chances. Our bird feeder's not that far away. And I would lose them. So it's getting towards the end of the day, so I'm going to be bringing these in now. If I just show you how everything is coming on, I'll just tuck that bit of net behind there, like so. So the reason you bring them outside on a warm day is, one, to get them used to being outside, and two, they grow so much better when they've got natural light on them. When they're in my conservatory, it's double glazed window panes and they just are not going to grow. They get leggy, they lose their colour, they die off, it's just not good for them. So today's been a really nice day, although now the wind is starting to get up, so I'm going to be bringing them in. But as you can see, I planted on my broccolis the other day and they're all looking really good. I only want about a dozen of those to go into the garden, but you can see plenty of those have potted on absolutely beautifully, so I'm really pleased with those. I potted on some of the Bright Lights chard, and again you can see that they're starting to produce more leaves coming out the middle, so they've taken really well. And also the tomatoes, I don't know if you remember, but some of the plants were a little bit leggy, but I've sunk them down nice and deep into the soil and they're looking really lovely, and bringing them out today will make such a lot of difference. My leeks, they're all there, looking really lovely, and also I've got a few kales that were left. I kind of saved a few after potting them on into here, because these are the ones that I've potted on ready to plant out at the appropriate time. But again, you can see after potting them on, they all look lovely. When you first start your seeds off, often they look a little bit straggly and sometimes like they're not really going to do anything, but you just kind of have to bear with, pop them on, keep looking after them, and they will, most of them will probably be okay. And if they're not, you just have to start a few more off, but most of mine are looking absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to bring these in very shortly. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon in Kent today. It's been a really mild day, so it was the perfect day to bring them out because I knew it was going to do them such a lot of good. We move over to the greenhouse. I haven't got an awful lot in there at the moment. All I've got, I've started off some salad leaves, which they're not doing a tremendous amount. They are starting to come to life a little bit. As you can see, I've got some lettuce over there in that corner that's starting to spring into action, and I actually sowed a few more seeds direct into there, and I'll get some more salad leaves. My greenhouse isn't terribly good, I've got quite a few holes in it, so I've kind of got my plastic greenhouse within it. The other thing I'm going to do today is I started off some peas. I have a method of soaking them in between some moist tissue which helps them sprout, so I'm going to be planting those on now. So if I get my container, so I've got my container that I'm going to put my peas into. Now these peas I'm starting off, I'm just going to use as pea shoots. My next lot of peas I'll actually grow into peas en mange too. So as you can see, they've started to sprout. Now the reason I do this is they are more likely to germinate and they're less likely to rot, so I'm more likely to get some pea shoots really quickly. So all I've got to do is spread them out. I'm not too bothered about being, whether they're too close together, because I'm only going to use them as pea shoots to put in salads and things like that. So I'm literally just going to shake them into this container. And I'm going to put this container into my greenhouse to give it a little bit of shelter, to give it a bit of a boost. Because like I say, I'm just using these as salad leaves. They're actually quite hardy, and I could put them into the ground and I would put like a little clotch over them to keep them a little bit warmer in case we've got a little bit of a frost. But because these are just going to be pea shoots, I'm not too bothered about, if I was putting them in the ground there, I would spread them out a little bit differently to that. Because they're just for salad leaves, I've done them like that, and all I need to do is just cover them with a little bit of compost, like so, about the depth of the pea, so only a little sprinkling over the top, and this will give me a lovely flourish of pea shoots. If at some point I want to trail them up and actually have some peas off of it, I can put some stakes in there, which I might do. I shall just play it by ear with everything else that I've got going on at the time. But it's just a really easy thing to start off this time of year, and it's just a nice tasty thing to have, that will grow quite quickly. So there we go, that's all my peas covered up. I'll move that into the greenhouse, I'll give that a little bit of a water, and hopefully I'll have pea shoots very soon. It'd be great to hear what else everyone else is doing at the moment. If you've got any comments, as ever, please do let us know and we'll do our best to answer them.